Listen, it said that in order for me to export, I have to sign in. It's like there is some rule on the system that you cannot use this particular doll feature unless we know who you are. It's like they want to find me wherever I am. That they put some strange rule on the doll that the only way that you can export the doll off the platform is if we know who you are. So I can't export the doll, whether I am logged in or out. Me as Karabo using my email address, I can't export the doll. I thought that the exporting was the problem, but then when I export all other features, they export. A video with all other edits, they export. And also when I export from UCam Perfect, it exports. So the issue is not that my phone is old and so it's struggling to export or memory or whatever. The issue is not memory, it's not storage. It is that doll, and on my iPhone, it refuses to let me export. But on my Android, it doesn't even catch at all. I thought maybe that was just, this doll is just heavy. It's a big edit. So for those reasons, because it's as big as it is as an edit, maybe my iPhone can't take it. I thought that that's what was good. So I was like, okay, fine, it's cool. I'm still gonna buy UCam Perfect, and I'm gonna be able to add animation using that particular, application. And then my phone, what caused me to erase the application? Oh yeah, I told you I kept on erasing my phone. I kept on erasing, iPhone, when you've got a whole bunch of videos and you delete them, it doesn't delete from the storage space, and you are just like, hey, so in order for you to get all your space again, because it goes into system data or whatever, you have to literally reset the entire phone. And if you can afford to do that because you don't have anything in your folders, you're just gonna have to go a process again of restarting the iPhone from scratch and putting in your credentials and putting in your thumb for the biometrics, blah blah blah. You have to go through that whole thing just to free up space. And I've taught myself a way around not having to buy iPhone space. Like, I just won't do it, okay? Because they don't even accommodate a memory card in there. I just don't know what's going on. I don't know if they've since changed their minds in the latter versions of iPhones, but I certainly can tell you that the archaic models, they want you to spend on space, and I won't do it, okay? So I just erase my phone and all data and content, and I get my space back. I do that once a week at least. It's like taking out the trash. All right, cool beans and bananas. I'm cool with that because really my phones are here for ministry, nothing but. I'm not a regular person like everybody else out here taking calls and using WhatsApp. I use my phones for ministry only. It's my ticket out of this rut. Anyway, cool beans and bananas, right? So here it is that I export all this nasty. I erase all this nasty chock-a-blocked. Here it is that I erase all this chock-a-block dirt, ne? And because I erased all content and data, all my apps were gone, like all of them that are not part and parcel of they don't come ready with the phone. If you have downloaded an application from the wilderness out there, when you erase all data, it'll erase apps that you downloaded from the Play Store. From the Apple Store. So it erased those apps, and I had to go and fetch them again. I had to go and fetch Beauty Plus again. I had to go and fetch CapCut again. I had to go and fetch Yonkindo. You can make up everything's on Bonke. I had to refetch them after erasing all my data. I of course fetch CapCut. And this time around, I decided I'm not going to log on. I ignore that screen. Yeah, log on with your iPhone, log on with your whatnot, log on with your da etc. Tui ka ba da ka crash. Guys, yes, it was like a holiday. It's like I rocked up somewhere and there was a room full of smarties. The chocolate on the bed. It's like I was spoiled for choice, y'all. Hey, I was out here being awarded my wildest dreams. I've already gotten over CapCut. Papa, my makeup is far better now. Their makeup is not even as stable as Yamome UCam Perfect. So frankly, they gave me a better application to apply makeup. But there was a time when I was actually leaning on makeup CapCut. But when they wanted me to stay with these lackluster looks and not have eyebrows, eyelashes, nothing. Yeah, anyway, whatever. I'm inside CapCut without putting in my call this thing, you guys. Without putting I wish there was a place where I could erase all data on this here situation. Keep on the same way. Over again from scratch. My Android is not worth it. Okay, I got 2 phones now. Yeah, but y'all, you need to understand the situation is dire out here in these streets. It's giving sabotage. Like babodi lebatubana. Anyway, whatever. Password. I'm not gonna enter my credentials. I'm just going to operate as a lay citizen, a rogue citizen of the world that is out here using CapCut that they downloaded from the App Store. Are you telling me now? Now all of a sudden I've got all access to all of these but all these features. All the features that I thought went pro are still free. All the makeup features that were free before they went suddenly pro overnight are still free. I proved it. When I was not logged in, I was coming from a different IP address. I was coming from my iPhone. I proved it. I am kidding you not right now. Latte is still available. Orange and pink blush is still available free, whereas they made all of them pro. When it comes to eyelashes, Western, I'll tell you, right now I've got my iPhone, because I created presets using these apparently free ones. So now I'm inside my not iPhone, but my Android device. Do you understand what I'm saying? Makeup to help you understand what under heaven it is that I was using for free, and somebody at ByteDance got paid to make these pro just for me. Here, guys. All right, let me go to makeup. All right, soft glam, coquette, clean girl, natural, Barbie, sugar plum, cherry cola, internet connection, Tim Burton, and Tim Burton were pro. And I was like, I don't care, whatever's free. Let's check those out, right? So what was free was Latte, Mystic, California, Free Freckles, Supernatural. Yeah, and Supernatural and Angel Makeup was free. Angel Makeup was also free, right? Eyelashes, K-pop, cat eye, Latina, internet, celebrity or connection or whatever, Smart, Little Devil, Nature, and Nature, right? And Nature. If anything, I think Little Devil was free, but I stand corrected. And Nature were pro. Western was free. Internet, celebrity or connection was free, and so too was Wild free. All right, it was accessible under the free features. And then eyeshadow, Innocent was free, California was free, Nude Makeup was free, Killer Smoke was pro, Mystic was free, and Smoky, I think Smoky was free or pro. I stand corrected, but I barely use Smoky, so I can't remember. And then when it comes to eyeliner, Cat Eye, right? When it comes to eyeliner, Cat Eye, Night, Posh, Flick, and Flick were pro before, and then Thin Line and Double Winged were free. All right, and then when it comes to eyebrow, Fluffy was available for free, and so too was, I believe, Traditional available for free, or Natural too. I stand corrected. There were 2 eyebrows that were free. Now all of them are pro. And then lipstick, literally the only lipsticks that were pro were grapefruit, maybe. It was like just grapefruit, like there was just one lipstick or something that was pro, but the rest of them were free. Desire was free, Mouth Black, even Mouth Black, they even made Mouth Black pro. Like, who cares about a black mouth? Okay, who cares about a black mouth? All of the pro features, all of the lipsticks were practically free. Like, most of the lipsticks were free, if not all of them, except for like 1 or 2. And my favorite lipstick was Desire, because it filled up the lips and added lip liner. But if you just leave it at the nth degree of the surface, like too much, so if you reduce it, it just looks like a nice little lip liner. So I really liked Desire, and that they made pro. I was like, whatever, yo, I don't care. And then they left free Klein, Medusa, and Witch. All right. And then in terms of blush, they had Hot Red was pro, Candy Pink, Initial Beauty or whatever, Pink Peach, Silk, Baby Pink. They were all pro. And then the ones that were free were Bright Orange and Fluorescence. They were free before. Now they're pro. Like all the blush is pro. And then when it comes to trimming, they left trimming alone. Okay, the trimming that was before, because they saw that I don't like trimming very much. The trimming was what you might call this full. The trimming was free, all of it. No, not free. Sorry. It's the same. It's exactly the same. Like basically, it was always Internet Celebrity, Nature that was pro, and Apple Skin and Stereo whatever that are pro. And it's always only ever been Full Eyes, Intense Eyes, and maybe even Exquisite. I think Exquisite was also free, right? But they appear to not have touched trimming too much. And then when it comes to highlights, the highlights have been left alone. Moisturizing and Vintage were left alone as free, while the other remaining highlights, Internet Celebrity, High Bridge, Stereo whatever, and Plump were free. Okay, were pro, sorry. And then eye color has always been like that, all right? In that they only allowed boring black and some red eye color to be free, while the ones that are like, you know, blue and then brownish, like angel makeup and naturally light and translucent, blah blah blah, those were pro. That was always the case, okay? And that's the case across all these other people in the world that use CapCut free. And then Freckles, well, I never really used Freckles much, but they left the Freckles alone because they saw that I don't use them. Angel and Vintage were also free, while everything else under Freckles was pro. That was under the makeup, and I had created presets for myself based on these makeup looks, okay? And then they all one night just suddenly went pro on a sister. That is how much sabotage is happening around Impilo Yam. Now that is just on makeup alone. Now in terms of, that's why I like Android so much. If I was inside the iPhone right now, it would not let me access these other things, because the moment you leave a place of internet access, it actually forgets what you searched for, okay? Now in terms of effects, okay, where it is that I found the doll that I used to use for my animated is under Roll, right? And in Roll there's a few things available there. There's bold glamour teenage look doll, there's kid face, hair color, cartoon face, aged, and unfair. Unfair is funny, right? The one that I used is called cartoon face. That's the one that has the doll on it, okay? Yeah, y'all, I would click on cartoon face if I tell you. I would click on cartoon face and it doesn't attach. It doesn't attach on this device, on my cell phone, on my Android. It doesn't attach. It doesn't stick. Haeyo. And it's the only one, SEO. Everything else is being a bold glamour, teenage look, doll, kid face, hair color, aged, and ugly face. Sorry, unfair face. All of them lash onto my face, creating the ugly face, the aged face, the bold glam, or the doll. But the cartoon is the only one that it doesn't attach. It's like they're literally coming for me. This particular thing. So I ended up using an image of one particular image, and it's not enough. I don't like it. Well, it's not that I don't like it, but it's not enough. I want a particular type of Pixar animated look to my videos, and I was not quite getting. I'm not gonna get that with this doll. So that's what made me determined for UCam makeup. Okay, Mara, I've been sabotaged in this capacity. I kid you not, right this present moment on here. Once I refurbished my phone, deleted everything, erased all data, and then re-downloaded the CapCut application and did not put in my password. All the free features that I have just explained were free before. Now, upon basically rereading you the apps, the features on this phone, all the free features came back as free. I told you, like, just perception alone made me realize it's too quiet in the CapCut community for CapCut to overnight make these kind of wide decisions. Sitting at that, so many changes on their app, they would have lost a lot of users on their platform. They wouldn't make such a huge bold decision overnight. They would not take away so many features and make them pro overnight. They would wean people off. They would be gentle. They would take a slow approach. But they literally overnight made so many features pro, only for me to discover that no, honey, they didn't make all those features pro. Everybody else is experiencing CapCut free, the way that you were experiencing it. You're the one that don't have makeup features, and you're the one that cannot apply your doll, your cartoon face. They are coming for you, and they targeted me literally based on, listen to this, IP address of my cell phone device, because even when I'm logged out on this device, the doll won't catch. They logged me out based on the email address that I use, which is a different one from the one that I'm logged onto on CapCut, on Google Play. They used my email addresses to figure me out, and they even pinged it all the way down, attached it, like literally traced it all the way down to my IP address, such that now there's nothing I can do even logging out of here that is ever going to give me back those features on my Android. Like, my Android is the target. So basically CapCut on my Android is nonsense. It's as good as dead and dirty, because this is IP address. You can't change an IP address by resetting a phone. You can't change an IP, like an IP address is an IP address is an IP address. Like, it's gonna stay for the rest of one's life. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So granted that these people are targeting me at this level, my iPhone exposed them, because on my iPhone I have access to, because the IP address, the iPhone, they have not attached to, right? When I'm not logged on my iPhone, I have access to all the free features, all of them, like as in all of them. I have access to all the free features that were free before. But when I log on with my name, with my email address, I don't have access to all the free features. I only have, literally the situation is just as dire as what's going on right here on my computer. Now, I have just deleted the CapCut application on my phone just to save space for the sake of recording here, because my phone is giving me grief. I'm going to re-upload it now in the house, and when I go back in it, I'm not going to get in. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. All the features are there. My Western eyelashes are there. The the doll is there. It applies, but the doll does not export. It can't export, but everything else exports when I expect it to export. After I show you that I don't have access to, after I show you that I've got access to all the features on CapCut outside of my email address, I'm then going to sign in. And after signing in, you're going to see all those features go in the wind. It's a risk I'm willing to take, because once they're able to ping my email address to my iPhone IP address, they can then harass me on my iPhone too. But you see, I don't care about CapCut anymore. I've got UCam Perfect. That's what I'm going to be using to apply my features. So I don't care if they find my iPhone and basically sabotage me based on the IP address of my phone. I just want the proof at this particular juncture. I've walked away from ByteDance. I will only ever use their app to export, to put my little 3-minute segment videos together and then export, but I will always add makeup on UCam Perfect, and I will add my cartoon on UCam Perfect too. So some other company gained their business. Understand this. A UCam Perfect cost me 319 Rand on my Android. It's gonna cost me another 380 bucks, almost 400 Rands to get it on my iPhone. So that's almost 1,000 Rands if you want to, just round off to the nearest 10. That's 700 bucks that I have spent right on just over 700 Rands that I've spent on applications. CapCut Pro on PC, not on PC but on mobile, is 1,299 or whatever one of the plans. The other one is 1,099. So I'm basically 200 to 300 Rands shy from affording CapCut Pro. Also, my cell phone device that is my iPhone is, it cost me 300 Rands. My iPhone cost me 300 Rands to correct the battery off. So that is about 1,100 in total. 1,100 if we're going to round up to the nearest 100. So the total cost for me to be able to maintain my animated avatar is the exact price that it would cost for me to go pro on CapCut. If CapCut had just left me alone to edit the doll, left me alone with makeup, I would never have moved over, searched for a makeup application like UCam Perfect and bought it on my Android. I would never have seen it fit because you took away my doll so as to get back my animation. I would never have had to see the need to go and fix my iPhone so that I can get Android, so that I can get an iOS version of UCam Perfect, so I can get their cartoon, so I can get their animation. So I bought UCam twice on two apps, on two phones. And I also would not have restored, I would not have fixed my iPhone. Because for what? I need money. I can't be spending money in Jeffela, throwing it at everything. But I told you my ministry is what's important here. So I spent 300 Rands on my phone. It's 86 Rands to buy UCam Perfect, which I'm going to buy. And then it's 319 Rands to buy UCam Perfect on Android. I've got all three, and in total they come up to the fee that it would cost to go pro on CapCut Mobile. Essentially, if CapCut had left me alone, at some point I would have invested in them. Because look at me investing, seeing as I need makeup, seeing as I need my animated doll, seeing as I am always improving my ministry. I would have eventually at some point likely gone pro on CapCut. I was planning on going pro on CapCut PC once I found the money to buy a new Mac. I have been apprehensive about buying CapCut Pro on PC because my Mac is so old. My Mac is old and gives me grief. So because my Mac is as old as it is and gives me grief, I didn't trust that CapCut Pro on PC is temperamental. Like the pro button at the top over there that you can use to go pro, it's on and off, it comes on, it glitches, it twitches, and I attribute that to confusion with the operating system. So because I can only ever have a certain maximum of operating system working on my Mac computer, I don't trust to buy CapCut PC on my PC, but that's the one that I want, because the one on PC, unlike the one mobile, also has silence detection that I appreciate, right? I want it to go pro on PC so as to eliminate a step of removing silences separately on Time Bolt. I want it to do everything in this one application. Makeup, all in there. AI tools, all up in there. Removal of silences, all up in one application. I was going to invest, but I was waiting to buy a computer. Don't know when that was going to happen, but it was eventually going to be there. I was going to stay with CapCut essentially for life, because it's the user interface I know, and I will forever be maintained as a content creator. That's never going to stop until the Lord comes back for the bride. And CapCut is slowly but surely losing me. It is slowly but surely losing me. I just came to learn that on UCam Perfect AI Enhance, the one that is on the iOS device. It also has auto captioning. I am yet to check if their captions are any good in comparison to CapCut, but either way, I don't edit my captions, but it's worth a while to have an application that out here is trying to figure out what your captions are. There are many apps that do this, but basically CapCut is shooting itself in the foot, and I already said that ByteDance is on its way out for a myriad of reasons, and this is one of the reasons why, because it allows itself to persecute children of the living God. It's on its way out. Bricks, you're just not going to get anywhere. You're super abusive. So I am about to show you now, as I stop recording and then basically record my phones to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you the proof. I'm going to show you proof that when I'm logged in on a phone whose IP address is not yet like pounced on like a beast by ByteDance, whoever at ByteDance has been paid to do this to me. Yeah, I have access to all the pro features, all the features that they've made pro on my Android. I can also apply my DAW, but I can't export it. But I can export everything else. And when I log on, I lose all my free features. Suddenly stuff goes not pro. Yeah, suddenly stuff goes pro, evidencing sabotage of an individual person. Now, did ByteDance as a company do this to me? I have doubts. This is random witches out here paying each other, bribing each other, going from left to right. I don't think that ByteDance as a company made an executive decision to do this to me. It's irresponsible psychopaths that work for these companies in branches that are in South Africa or wherever, that out here take 10,000 rands, 2,000 rands to sabotage the account of a person that these occult practitioners are trying to get to. But ByteDance as a company is not innocent in totality, and that's why it's going to die off. That's why I told you guys that the prophecy about it, Donald Trump, his administration, America in total, is going to get rid of CapCut, not CapCut, but TikTok. As a result of getting rid of TikTok, ByteDance and its applications are going to slowly but surely wither away. Go listen to that video, and you will understand this prophecy. This is a judgment in totality against China. So ByteDance is by collateral damage suffocating under this, such that its sins are not going to be forgiven, even though it's individual employees that are doing this to it. Even though, yeah, it's individual employees that are doing this to it. ByteDance as a company, however, is employing a satanic strategy on behalf of China, whereas YouTube in its totality is not guilty. It is some little miscreant sitting there that's busy pressing a button that's going to get fired because of an investigation by the FBI. That's the difference between culpability of culpability and prosecutoriability. YouTube is innocent, its employees aren't. ByteDance in total is not innocent, and so whatever little miscreant is sitting there doing a strange thing is only typically following after its daddy's example. That's the difference, and so therefore God is not going to judge the whole company that's YouTube. Only the random dastardly beasts that are doing this, while with ByteDance the whole company is going to crash and burn. So it's ideal that God is moving me away from ByteDance to YouCam Perfect, and not just YouCam Perfect, but wherever else it is that I can find applications to utilize. I remember thinking, I keep on talking about TimeBolt. I keep on talking about TimeBolt as being the software that I use in order to to remove silences, right? And I was like, maybe I shouldn't mention TimeBolt because they might pay someone at TimeBolt, and the Holy Spirit immediately said, there's no little stupid rubbish sitting at TimeBolt that they can bribe. The Lord literally said, there's no stupid rubbish sitting at TimeBolt that they can bribe. There's no one they know there. So don't worry, your TimeBolt is always going to work. They're not going to sabotage you there. Because it's not as ubiquitously taken up. It's a private company owned by just a few men, and they're not about to go and take a bribe from some little idiot Mina that is in the occult. The platforms that you have been using are widely used, and they've got quite a lot of staff, and so for those reasons anybody can be bribed. Mara ha ona motho wa ka mo sebedisang ko TimeBolt, so ska wa ka TimeBolt. Yeah, CapCut has too many staff members. That's what I'm getting at. ByteDance, just like YouTube, is huge, and so they've got lots and lots of employees, amidst of which there are little satanic spawns just out here hatching everywhere. So yeah, there's no need for me to worry about sabotage on TimeBolt. And also there is no there was also a season of glitching and twitching on Canva, but they gave me back my ability to work as I desire. All over the show. Do you understand? They spend money on witchcraft. They spend money on uptarati, and then after spending money on witchcraft, they spend money on sabotage. First they do the spell to have afflict the person, and then they go and they pay ByteDance. Then they go and they pay somebody at YouTube. Then they go and they pay someone at Canva. Then they go and they pay someone at Proper. Like, how much money is that at the end of the day? It's freaking expensive. But you see, your little syndicate, seeing as Nina, I found proof that you're sabotaging me uniquely. you can understand that the FBI in the US is also going to find the kind of proof that I found. I'm just one person. I'm evidence that you are going to get, like, there's too much of a paper trail of your trash. There's too many anomalous things going on. If at all the happenstance discovery that I was right in my speculation that ByteDance is sabotaging me, then you must understand the hunch that I got is the same hunch that some people who do internal investigations for companies is going to get. And they're then going to probe with a magnifying glass and realize that there are certain people who don't have access to pro features when they're supposed to have them. On YouTube, for instance, there are certain people whose advanced features just suddenly get taken away when they have not had a copyright strike, when they have not had a misinformation strike or a warning, when there has been nothing that YouTube did to help, and also when they've got lots of history, like channel history, and also when they have got content that, like I said, no strikes, no warnings, no copyright issues, no profanity, nothing that YouTube has said, we're worried, why are you speaking nonsense? And yet, every so often, these accounts just get switched off, advanced features gone, to make sure that people can't monetize. People can't do this. And more so when people are not in the partner program, they can't complain. And so when you're not in the partner program and you can't complain and get heard reasonably, you can't raise an issue with somebody that's going to listen to you. I remember one time when I was listening to the story of Mercy Gono, when they took away her accounts because her channels were still so small and she was yet to be in the partner program. But as soon as she monetized the next account that she was speaking from, they took her seriously. So YouTube, these people working at YouTube have an intrinsic awareness of the fact that when you are not on the partner program, when you are not monetized, you're just another one of the many millions upon billions of people that experiment with YouTube and then drop it like a ball. So they don't pay attention to laments coming from just anyone with a YouTube channel. They only give you attention when you're on the partner program, when you've monetized, when you've been sent an email, because there is literally too much admin to deal with all these other random experimenters on YouTube. So they kept me out of the partner program, made sure that I can never monetize, and then harassed me from a vantage point where YouTube will never ever listen to any email I send, read anything I do, gaze upon my content with any level of concern. They will never ever look at me. They've basically buried me and left me to slip in the cracks, through the cracks. But you see, I'm not the only victim of this nature. Coupled with the fact that there are some people who know people in high places that can ask Mara, what's going on with my account? And upon checking, they're going to be like, no, Mara, why is this going on? And with this victim that knows someone that's important, that can check behind the scenes, there then is escalation that's going to cause a probe, an investigation across the board. And then they're going to notice that there's like literally hundreds of accounts that suddenly lose their advanced features at the end, every month. And all of them lose these advanced features because of a mere 3 employees on our staff. The electronic signature goes back to the electronic footprint. It goes back to this one Pinky, this one Leonard, and this one Peter. And they're responsible for 500 accounts, literally losing advanced features in just 3 months. And there is nothing going on in these accounts that we can look at as YouTube to understand why this happened. No misinformation, no this, no that, no the other. And so people are going to lose their jobs. I told you, the little freaky chick that keeps taking away my advanced features at YouTube is going to lose her job that way. There are anomalous things happening and I'm not the only one. I'm one in a heap of 1,000, one in a heap of 3,000. They keep taking bribes and it's easy for them to, as a result of receiving a wad of 2,000 rands cash, to just switch a button on, switch a button off, abuse your powers. You're going to get found wanting in the same way that I discovered that I am being sabotaged by ByteDance. You spend money, you evil twerps. After you spend money, rather save the money on witchcraft and just become saboteurs. Spend the last days as a free man or a free woman out just sipping a cocktail on holiday, okay? Instead of using that money to pay a sangoma because you are active saboteurs right next to. Do you understand? They're active saboteurs right next to witches. Okay, I'm totally out of space now, so I should probably reach the conclusion of this message and just so much show you the proof in the pudding. Labantu laba, they're destructive, they're chaotic, they're abusive, and in order for them to fulfill their satanic agenda, they will kill anything in their way. And that's why people need to take up arms. That's why people need to fight. They need to go to war with the kingdom of darkness, because they are literally threatening people's futures. They're trying to make me feel like I'm bewitched. They're trying to make me feel like that's why no, I'm sorry, it's quiet. Because you have sabotaged social media platforms to not proliferate my content. You've paid people to take away my advanced features. You've paid people to even thwart my edits, to mess with the quality of my content. You have paid people to make my life a living nightmare, to a point where if I didn't get a donation and buy my iPhone and basically buy battery for my iPhone so it can work again, I would never even have proof that this is sabotage. It's physical, it's not spiritual. And when you hold a person hostage, you can't claim that God is not God. When you hold a person hostage, you cannot say that there is no Jesus. On that day, they are dishonoring Jesus. When the Lord has basically sent a decree and set a person free, just like in the days of Moses, if Pharaoh holds on to those people, it's not that God doesn't exist, it's that Pharaoh is stubborn. And that's what I'm dealing with right now. That's why again, my case is more like Moses setting people free from slavery, as opposed to revivalist. When the Lord has a job for a saint, when God has a job for his believer, he will raise them up and say of them, you will go and you will do this thing. This is the nasty stuff. So I am not something that is going to slip through the cracks because I've been called for this job and I can't die anytime before then. Because my job is to set a people free from the thing that is presently afflicting me. Occult practitioners work like this. They don't even have faith in what they do. They can never merely bewitch you and then leave you alone to basically come to them do say. They waza when it doesn't work. They make you waza. They cause so much coercion around your life. They ascertain that you can't move left or right. They make sure that you are rigid and stuck in a grain. And then they say, but where else are you going to go? There's nowhere else for you to go. What do you mean there's nowhere else for me to go? Clearly there's somewhere where I can go. There are people out there that want to talk to me, they want to see me, they want to love me, they want to hug me, but you've blocked them from seeing me. The issue here is you are Pharaoh. You are holding on to the people of God and you won't let them go. But I am a proverbial Moses. I'm a female version of Moses. I will speak to Pharaoh and say, let me go and let the people of God go. And if you won't let them go, God is going to plague your land. I'm here to put it out there that if people don't let us go, they're going to be afflicted. I've been saying this for a minute. Now, having spoken it, I'm therefore not scared because Pharaoh is holding on to me. Because some little idiot man feels like Mina, my nether regions belong to him. Some little hostage taker, some rapist feels ingati Mina, unless I sleep with him, I'm not going to go anywhere. I apologize. I literally am sorry. Kimo Mudimu availed funds for me to find proof in the pudding of your psychopathic sabotage. So I'm not banani, because the same way that I was able to find out that ByteDance sabotaged me, find out that you've been paying YouTube, find out, so too is somebody big enough to out here raise up an inquiry against you. When I find out that you've been messing with company resources. Do you understand what I'm saying? To sabotage people based on something so dumb as mina yamfuna ngizolala naye. You are war criminals, you are trying to rape women, you are taking wives from husbands that belong to them, and vice versa. You are making sure that people don't come together, and you're making yourselves the only options out of a situation. Just like Thomas that I explained to you guys, that was my colleague at MTN, out here putting himself in a position to be the only way of the only way for me to get out. In a dream or facing a disciplinary hearing. These men will literally destroy your life unless you end up with them. I mean, that is the kind of stuff that is cause for you to let go of your cushy lives in favor of taking out arms, because they're literally destroying your countries. It's a state capture in South Africa. That I'm supposed to be with in my life. Friends and family, like basically male and females, be it friends or what do you call this thing? Romantic love, family that are supposed to be empilweni yami that aren't, because labantu bazienza ifamily yami ngabafuni, bazienza marato akake sababahle, bazienza abangani bami ngingabafuni, bangiphatla kankane, because they can never build character in order for them to earn healthy human relationships. They are always manipulating everybody on the left and on the right. So your best friend that you lose is going to make sure that you don't make another one in the future. You can't live a life like that. Sit back and be docile. I am fighting a battle that is worth the while for you guys to take up. You can't stay civilians, because at the end of the day, who in the world is sitting next to you in bed? This is worth the while to take up arms, even if you feel embittered, even if you feel robbed and stolen from, even if you are envious of before they came into my life. Bottom line is, and you will keep on not knowing where you could be in life, because if you don't want to settle for less into you can't carry on like this. You proper can't. If, however, you feel as if though, Karabo, girl, we will remember having watched your YouTube content, and now that you've passed away, ask no shame, give it 5 years. and you will crash and burn because these people are parasitic that way. You all know how a parasite works, right? A virus is much like a parasite. It consumes and consumes and eats until there is nothing left to eat in the environment, and then it starts to die. So basically they will eat into you until essentially they leading everything and everyone to a dystopian end. Because of them. Baja, babe banke, basafe, banone, habakatamo, ebe bahufa attitude for wanting something different for yourself. And chadanga abantu that you were supposed to marry because lo mulensha lo hlezi next to yena enze ibhodla pizza halishebile TV because it's now hore a suffer from locked in syndrome. Asa go bona sa go utlwi a batla go bua mara ho sa tswe next because motho na go tshwere po. Me, I got set free from a locked in syndrome at the hands of my ex cousins, people and that were in my life. And I'm trying to get you to realize that unless you become a soldier, you will never come free. I'm not gonna get murdered by some stranger. They find witchcraft out and they make themselves terrorists in society against anyone they meet. Anyone. A man that came into my life for 5 seconds that lives on another continent and decided my mom deserves to mourn my death. I was his bam. The situation in this level of betrayal. What should I have done? What should I have done to cause so much guilt in my family? That determined because witchcraft has made them feel offended at the statements of complete strangers, and so in arrogance they literally go and they grab a gun and shoot a stranger. People they don't know, they kill. Why is this not worth the while to fight for? Because Hamas went and raped women that did not know them. Strange men out here having your daughter's body, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Why put to house my daughter? Because he is a rapist, a hostage taker, he is a war criminal. You can either sit back and do nothing, or you can take up arms, pray, stand in the gap for your country, and get over how bitter you are because of the fact that somebody owes a wena o pamels. If you're dead, hunale monna o shebile ngwana ga go mopila o tshwanang le ntatwa teng le mo teng ha ba kopane hore yena o tlo monka antsana le ngolase. All he needs to do is just find your daughter's profile on TikTok, on Facebook, find your daughter's YouTube channel, and decide ukuthi mfazi wami. I would see somewhere in a strange corner of the earth a lawyer. And when your daughter is like, after 2 weeks of chatting online, I realized that I'm dealing with a creep. Ebe lo muntu amlandele mfa for 2 years aze azibulala lo munye umntwana. Ngwana ga go mopila o tshwanang le mmoteng le ntatwa teng o tlhalefileng o tsebang gore batlang mo lifeng a lo blockelwa ditsela nje fela lo kwallwa ditsela ona le monna o tlo bo rakang boloi ba ko Jamaica gore ska ba right indodakazi yakho. It's your daughter and there's some creep ebolile enenqulaza efuna ukulala nomntwana wakho. Especially because ever since I diagnosed with HIV addict, he knows that his dating pool is shallow, so more so atlolwa ya ngwana hao with a clean bill of health aso bengilengwa le bana angabi nabantwana ngifuna mina ngamadoda agula agqole ngenqulaza, syphilis, gonorrhea, the clap, HPV. Labantu have got a cocktail of STDs and they keep getting more. Bafuna ukulala nami bazitshele ukuthi it's only a matter of time, bazitshele ukuthi le mithi yabo iyabasiza ukushela ngoba kunzima ukutshela umfazi ukuthi mina nginengqulaza so uzongithatha if I can manipulate her spiritually. Babatla go nyana somebody o tlo fitla mo jagateng je fela akena hopping in like a kangaroo adelela azofuna ukuyobeka iring ayochata indodakazi yakho ane HIV ne syphilis in one sitting. Anabantwana abanye abayi10 la emgaqweni o dula ngantsa raba za dicherry o nang le rap sheet ya go tlapa dicherry aba batla tlongela ngwana hao o ka se hane wena izintatwa teng o ka hana ke o ka hana mara bana ba tloloya ke re lwena hore o lo vuma mkhwenyana wa nyoko. Hegelian dialectic, literally setting women up for failure and sowing discord between them and their family members. Or in the best case scenario, a lawyer family member ya sateng hore ebe di zombi tsa gagwe ba mo rate even though ke nyoko ya monna ana re le tlo nnentse le batlogela sebaka se se kakang banna ba ba di rubbish. You could stay locked in or you could come out with the blood of Jesus because he's the one that holds the keys to death and Hades. I would hugely implore you to take up your arms because you can't sit back and let these freaks ababulala garula kanjena take the rest of your daughters because mina they're gunning for me with their heads butting into munyako waka by Karabo over my dead body because before I let you get married. Choose today whom you will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. I've already spoken my piece. Lazy, it's up to you if you keep them running the streets. But as for me, ensconced. I'm going to stay protected by the Lord of the universe. I'm not going anywhere. Ha go tlhokafala ke tshelo ka re modimo o move ko America. La nkutla mara lona ba ko mzansi aba setseng morago if you don't want to fight for your country because nina ni atswafa, and futhi if you don't want to fight for your country because nina nithathelwe ngoba already senithathe rubbish nje ezinithakathayo, just because you are already suffering from loss and ubita, you can just sit njefela on your bum and let the world underneath you just open and swallow you whole. Or you can raise this as a concern. Hlongwane batletse ka tlhoriso bona hore ba nketsang. Let me show you now the evidence on my applications. Tlo bona hore dintja tse di tlo go tlhorisa a qeta mo be di claim hore modimo hana taba le wena ke maswabi abuti o faro o dutse ka lerago la gago la satane mo godima sefuba sa bana ba modimo. That's why ba sa gone ho hema. It has nothing to do with about modimo o ba tlogetse. They will literally try to make you think that God is not there for you when they're the ones sitting on your chest claiming that God ain't providing for me, when they're the ones that have taken away my donations by taking away my monetization, by also taking away they took away my donations by taking away people that can watch my content and so have my back and my mercy, and they took away my monetization by making sure I can never monetize, blocking my content. Despite taba re ke na le mosebetsi o mongata o bokete o important ga kana ga ke mamelwe ba re editse ko editse because nna ke loilwe ba batla re ke lo sebedisa boloi go lo tlosa boloi mo sefubeng saka when ile bona ba ntutseng sefubeng ba go patala batho ba go buy dance ba patetse YouTube ba patetse actual bribes to people after ba etsa ditlhare because tlhare tsa bona ha di dule ha di blom ebe ba claim hore na ona motho ng ratang di satan. What kind of rubbish is that? You can either sit back and take this nonsense in your stride, or you can realize that are holding on to God's people, trying to get them to walk away from Jesus, even though good clear, good evident, God has been the one to set the decree. Let my children go. It's only a matter of time before modimo amo plague aba latlhegelwa ke bana ke ngwana wa mshimana amo kukile Allah hihi Moshe, you can go and then he's going to get swallowed by the Red Sea. Let me show you the evidence. I'm signing out in Christ's name. Kwenke. Peace.